Hi there, I'm Lisa Redfern. This is Gingersnap. What the heck is Gingersnap? It's a conversation and a cookie with a creative Mainer. This is episode 54. I can't believe it. So I'm here with Susan Sherrill Axelrod, and she is the managing editor of Old Port Magazine. And so we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about her. And so thanks for being here. So, sure. Susan, how long have you been in Maine, and why did you come to Maine?
Been in Maine for just 3.5 years, but I've been coming here my whole life. Started coming when I was a little kid in the summer, and
That's
my parents.
Pretty dreamy.
I felt very lucky to be able to come here, especially because I grew up in Washington, D.C., and it was wicked hot there in the summer, so it was nice to be able to get away to Maine. But 3.5 years ago, my husband and I made the plunge, and we moved up here and lived in Portland for 1.5 years, and then bought an old farmhouse in Yarmouth, and we're super happy. We love it. We pinch ourselves every day that we get to live in this awesome place. So my parents are still up in the Mid-Coast, and my brother's in Damascata, so we get to see family a lot, which is great.
That is lovely. Well, I can attest to the really cool farmhouse because I've been there. So yes, you are very lucky, and so we're glad you're in Maine. So how long have you been managing editor of Old Port Magazine?
Just since August. I guess it was August. I just started here with the magazines in June. It's our logo behind us. Love Maine. We love everything about Maine. And this is the latest issue.
I know, it's inverted, but...
So it's the November-December issue. Old Port Magazine comes out 10 times a year. I'm also a staff writer for Maine Magazine and Maine Home and Design, which is how I started with this company. And there was an opportunity to do this other job. So like a lot of people in Maine, I'm doing a couple of different things just to have this to be in one place.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, how, like many of you out there and like myself, a lot of us do 2, 3, 4 things, but we do it because we really want to be in Maine and live this lifestyle and be in a beautiful place. So I was going to ask, have you written all your life?
I have written a lot. But my career has kind of taken some twists and turns. I thought I would go into the hotel business right out of college. I worked at the Plaza in New York, where I thought I was just in absolute heaven. And then, for a variety of reasons, left that to go into advertising, where I did do some writing, little tiny tidbits of writing. And then I owned a restaurant for 10 years, a restaurant and catering business, and then I went into the newspaper business, and that's how I kind of segued into this. Wow. So, but I was a news editor for my college newspaper, so I've done a lot of writing.
Good.
Yeah.
And everybody needs a good editor.
That to fall back on, so...
Good. Well, Susan, do you know your first word? And if you don't, what do you think it might have been?
I do know my first word. It was really funny. It was button. See, Mom? I remember button.
Oh, that is so cute.
Yeah.
Did you ever name a doll or a dog or a cat Button? Because that is so cute.
Probably.
Does anyone ever call you Button?
Probably. Don't start now, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Button. That is really cute. Okay, well, my first word was cookie. And so we have the big cookies we're going to show you.
Cookies. Where are these
this
from?
is Rosemont Market.
Oh,
so we're going to each have a little bit of, so that's a snickerdoodle. This is a chocolate chip. So thank you, Rosemont Market. There are now, I think, 5 Rosemont Markets.
Well, it was a huge thing for us when we moved to Yarmouth, and we were like, yay, there's a Rosemont right down the street. So we love having a Rosemont there.
So this one is the one in the Rosemont neighborhood. I got these from there. But there's also one now up on
the West End.
Pine in the West End, which is cool.
I'm going to be doing a story for the March issue of Old Port Magazine about all the changes in the West End, and Rosemont's going to be part of that.
All right. Good. So get yourself, if you haven't had Rosemont's cookies, they're really, really good.
Really good.
Yeah. Okay, Susan, did you have a car in your childhood? That was really cool. Or when you were a teenager?
Well, I learned to drive in a Volkswagen bus.
Oh, that's awesome.
Big shift on the floor.
Cool
well, as a matter of fact, we used to drive up here in the Volkswagen bus with 3 kids, a dog, often some other creature like a hamster or guinea pigs one year.
Of course.
And pulling a boat, a small boat, but nevertheless a boat, which often had bicycles and stuff in the back. So you can imagine it was rather a slow trip because the Volkswagen bus was not really designed to pull anything.
Right.
So yeah.
So would you get that back if you could?
Oh yeah. I have
Yeah.
a toy one on my desk that Ted gave me in the exact color that mine was growing up.
What color was yours?
Yellow. And real yellow, not that like mustardy color yellow. But it was great to learn to drive. I always figure I can drive anything. I learned how to drive in that truck.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Oh, have some of the other one too.
Yeah, I'm going to have some chocolate. Everybody needs chocolate in the afternoon. It's just about the right time.
I imagine as a writer and editor, you're probably a voracious reader. Maybe you're not. But I'm going to ask you if there's been a book in the last couple of years that you or books that you have loved so much that you've recommended it to tons of friends. You know how that happens.
I'm in a book group with a bunch of ladies that I met in the West End, and we have a great time. We meet every month. And we've read a lot of terrific books. I love The Goldfinch, actually. If you haven't read it, it's definitely a good read. And I'm rereading a book right now that I read years ago that I forgot how breathtakingly beautiful it is. It's called West with the Night, and it's by Beryl Markham.
Oh, yeah, Beryl Markham. She was a pilot.
She was a pilot in Africa. Yeah. So it's sort of, if you liked Out of Africa and you like that kind of, you know, the whole Dennis Finch Hatton era of
Africa.
Yeah. And what was that wonderful movie, The English Patient? Like, that's always what I sort of think of. As a matter of fact, that's a great book by Michael Ondaatje, The English Patient, if you've only seen the movie.
I have only seen the movie. I should read the book.
It's really good. But Out of Africa is just kind of, it just is amazing what a terrific writer she was. You know, in addition to being an aviatrix, I guess that's what they called her.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there a song or an album that you come back to as sort of a touchstone or a leitmotif over and over again in your life?
Well, this is really kind of,
I know it's hard to narrow
syrupy, sappy, but for years it was Moondance by Van Morrison because when I was in boarding school, that was just the song. You know, my friend Wendy and I used to listen to it and dance around our room in it and to it, and it always was like a feel good song to me, and especially thinking this time of year, it always seems like a fall song. I don't know why. But then in the last few years, it's been Hey 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 by Michael Franti. Hey Hey.
He was just here. This
yeah,
summer?
we saw it.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
And that song just, again, I love music that makes me feel really happy.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel really happy every time I hear it. So
that's a good recommendation. Especially right now, huh?
We're not going to think about it. La 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 la.
It is not a week before the election. No. Okay, Susan, if a movie was made about your life, what genre would it be, and who would they cast as you, and who would you like to have them cast as you? Those are sort of two different
questions. Oh my goodness!
I have some more snickerdoodle.
I'm going to have more chocolate before I answer that question.
Oh my gosh!
I'd like to think it would be a romantic comedy, but there would probably be at least a little drama, as anyone who knows me might tell you. I would love for Emma Thompson to play me.
Oh yeah, that would be great. See if I can get a hold of her for you.
Yeah.
I know someone who knows her.
I've always wanted to meet her because she seems like she'd be such a cool, down to earth person to meet, you know. And who do I think they would cast as me? Oh gosh, I don't know. Jodie Foster's another one that I really like a lot, but she's edgier than I am.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You need someone a little. I think Helen Mirren when she was a lot younger, because she has sort of you have a grace about you, I think that.
Really?
I don't know you that well.
Thank you.
Stay tuned.
You hear that? I have a grace about me.
Okay, so if you think you know who should be cast, that's Susan.
Yes.
You know.
Right.
This will go up on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, and there's still time to weigh in on that. So if you want to, there are lots of ways of seeing Old Port Magazine and Maine Magazine, and you know, so you can go to the websites, which are oldport.com. This is a little bit embarrassing that I don't have. It's Maine. If you just Google Maine Home and Design, Maine Magazine, mainemag.com,
and oldport.com. I apologize. I have them saved as bookmarks, so I don't remember what they are. And I'd love to talk a little bit about what I love about this job, and what is so fun is that I get to meet the coolest people all over Maine. I mean, I've interviewed builders and artists and engineers and summer camp directors and musicians. And educators and entrepreneurs, and I feel so lucky to be able to tell their stories. And a fisherman, I'm doing a big story on sustainable seafood for Maine Magazine for January.
It's really an honor to hold people's stories and to retell them. And
it is, and it's sometimes it's a little daunting. But I feel very, very lucky to be able to do this work. It's a great privilege, and I work with an amazingly creative team here, and I'm just so proud of the work we do.
Yeah. Well, we love it. I mean, we get all 3 magazines
three, and then we have special editions.
Well, that's what. Yeah. So whatever it is, anyway, and it's just so nice to when they come in the mail. I'm so excited, and have a cup of tea and see what's going on. So it's really nice. And Susan and I met along with her husband Ted, who has been Gingersnap, because he's a talented photographer.
And way funnier than me.
And we met at Swans Island Sweet Chariot Music Festival, which is very exciting. If you want to know more about that, stay tuned, and there will always be more information about that festival.
I get to write about it
next
summer.
I just had to plug it. Yeah. And if you would like to know more about me or my music, you can go to lisaredfern.com. And this has been Gingersnap 54, episode 54. Susan Sherrill Axelrod. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Gingersnap. How do you feel?
Thank you. I feel good. Thank you.
We're going to finish those cookies. All right. Thanks. And I'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Thanks
this has been Gingersnap.